Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about Open and Play. And my question is, should Open and Play keep making masterpiece figures? And there's a bigger discussion than just the one company. This isn't really just about Open and Play. This is more about the collector community, the spirit and acceptance of different price points and different levels in the masterpiece line. And I know that I started thinking about this because of how people are embracing those $30 legends, the small ones. And now that may not be for me because I'd rather put all my resources towards masterpiece because that's kind of the route I've gone. But on the flip side, I got to thinking about it, and that is the low price, the cheap alternative right now. But what if their company, like Open and Play, keeps putting out these figures in the $60 range, and they're full-size, 9-inch figures that fit on a masterpiece shelf? And how accepting are we of these? So I'm going to look at each one of these. I'm going to do comparisons to Fans Toys and to a DX9, Fans Toys, DX9. Then I'm going to tell you the 5 that I think they should make. But I'm going to tell you I think Open and Play should keep making figures. And let's get into this real quick. First off, the Springer looks good. I think Springer is a nice looking option. Galvatron was distracting me. But he fits the bill. There are 2 things, maybe 3 things wrong with them. But other than that, I would, in fact, if there was an upgrade kit that you could get a different head, a different chest, and something about this little section of the shoulder, which I don't like, this would have been my masterpiece. Because, I'm sorry, they nailed this color, whatever color, cream color that is of that. The darker, he's got the multiple different colors of green. The green is a little bit too bright green, but I could live with it for 60 bucks. I mean, this is a great option. And if they're making money selling a figure like this, 60 bucks, he's got a decent weight to him, not as hefty as, it's like you say, Fans Toys, but I think he's pretty good. But we're going to do an animation comparison, and I'm going to use an animation still, and we're also going to do versus the Fans Toys here in just a little bit. But let's look at Galvatron. So I got to tell you that reviews of this were so negative and so bad and so poor. And I looked at it in the reviews and said, it doesn't look bad to me. I mean, it doesn't look great. This isn't the best option out there. But for 60 bucks versus 160, and I got to tell you, I spent 160 on my DX9. I know that the Fans Toys is comparable price, if not a little bit more. And he cleans up really well. Transformation is really easy, but he does have some issues. And he feels a little light and a little bit flimsy and lacks a bit of the articulation that you'd like in a masterpiece figure. But guess what? I think collectors have already spoken about this guy. Collectors have spoke with their wallet because BBTS got this guy in, and he was 35 bucks. And I was like, well, I'm going to wait till a certain day when my credit card rolls over to place my BBTS order. I didn't do the pile of loot and add it up and then ship it. I just said, I'm going to place it all one day. And I did it. And then I got it in. And then I went back to look and go, well, these things didn't come in a box. It comes in a bag. And they were sold out. So I was like, well, I guess I can't really discuss whether it comes in a box or not or anything. It's just, it's sold out. And so anything I do is just, they're just going to say, well, we'll take it back. We'll return it. I don't want to return it. 35 bucks, it's a good figure for 35 bucks. It's even a good figure at the $60 price point. Now, the biggest problem with this guy is these legs. They're super hollow and lightweight, but he has an ankle rocker, which is a masterpiece type of deal. But he just feels like something you'd get from Hasbro. But he feels like something you'd get for 50 bucks for the Hasbro mainline, and looks better than anything you've gotten from the Hasbro mainline for 50 bucks. And for it to be a $60 price point, that's not bad. And also, his articulation's better, and you don't have kibble, and you don't have it turn into something weird. And it's an easy transformation. I mean, I could give it to my 7-year-old, and he'll transform it, I'm pretty sure. I might just do that, and I'm not afraid to. So this is all going to lead into another discussion later about playability of Transformers. Or I've already done the, do you transform your Transformers, sort of. But I've got a future video coming, but these guys are a big part of that. And I'm not afraid of paint chipping or anything. I would have liked a little bit of die cast in it, and I would have liked some more paint, and I would have liked just to feel some more heft to it. You know, maybe even a heavier plastic. But I don't feel like it's going to break, so I don't think it's that bad. Here he is next to the DX9, and I know a lot of you out there are going, well, the DX9 was terrible, and I've heard in reviewers saying I would never buy DX9, and I thought it was kind of funny because this is one of the few figures that I've seen reviewed, and I've seen people trash it, but it was the first one on the market, and I like it. I mean, this guy is decent. His feet suck, and his hands. Well, I haven't lost a finger, but I guess if you're rough with it, you lose a finger, and that's about it. Really, I mean, he's taller than the Fans Toys option. But anyway, we're not talking about the X9, which that was a good option. That's 165 bucks. That was I paid $35, but that was a clearance sale. But it's really supposed to be 60 bucks. So $100 more gets you a little more weight, or with the Fans Toys, a lot more weight, and more tune accuracy. So let's get into the tune accuracy piece. So let's just have a look at this and compare it to a still that I've got from the actual movie, and I'm going to use movie stills. So if you look at these top pieces, these look a little bit too thin, and this is the top pieces here, and the feet are the problem on this guy. Over here, they look right and they're solid, so I could live with that. Both of these have the purple I like, but the animation still shows it looks a little bit more of a bluish color, and I'm just going to write that off. I think of this color when I think of Galvatron, so on both of these guys. So I'm happy with that, perfectly fine with that. Getting down here, there's a little fold where this piece folds. That should have been hidden better on that guy. This guy here in the front looks pretty good, but it's really hard to see in my picture the stomach, but the stomach is pretty much right on this one. And but he's at the square there, so they both look pretty good in the stomach area. And then getting down into your the pelvis area, I think they both look okay in that range. And then down here with the thighs, and the way the thighs are on this guy is that this is connected to the thigh, not the knee. And the way the animation goes, the little piece here should have been connected to the knee, and it is connected to the knee on that one. So that actually matches animation better. And Fans Toys is connected to the knee also, so Fans Toys does that a little bit better also. And then down there at the lower legs, these clean up and look pretty much spot on for the lower leg, and then the feet just fall apart. But the feet match the color and aesthetic and stuff. Not aesthetic, that's way off. But they match the color and the tip. The feet over here are kind of a miss, but I don't really like how this is so wide and the feet are hidden inside. I would have rather seen the feet protrude out, and that would have worked. But we're splitting hairs here with the animation still, and I really think that with a little bit of paint, a little bit of weight, that thing would have made more people want it on their shelf, but it would have never beat out. It's never going to beat out Fans Toys, but it's not intended to. So next, let's do a comparison of an animation still to the Fans Toys and the Open and Play. And looking at these, starting at the top, the head sculpt nails it. This just nails the head sculpt. The chest, it nails it. Well, I wouldn't say nails it, but the chest gets a lot closer than this guy. So this guy, head sculpt and chest and shoulders are its biggest fault, in my opinion. And then you could talk about the stomach, but if this thing was further up, the more stomach would be exposed, and it would have been better. But anyhow, I would have been happy if I just got a better head sculpt on him, and maybe like something to fix the chest, even if it just came up higher. But this is kind of like some Ironhide problems that we have with Masterpiece Ironhide. But I don't think that's a bad option for 60 bucks. You're paying $100 more for this guy, and this guy, well, not really 100, more like 70 more. But you're buying two of him, we can get one of him, and I don't think it's a bad option at all whatsoever. But you look at the animation, you look how close he is. This guy fails right here in the legs, where this guy wins in the legs. The pelvis area is pretty good, but I think it's better in here. So pluses and minuses in each of these. Guess what? X-Transbots is going to have the best, and it's going to be like $130, about the same price as this guy. So let's move on. Now, who should they make? Well, we've got these guys knocked out. What's your top 5 list? I'm going to give you mine right now. I know we have 3 masterpiece options. I have 2. I am not going to touch the Azalea. I got to tell you, any product that carried the name Azalea disappointed me. And the current one out still disappoints me to this day. Even though the car mode as bad as it looks, is better than this because this is a non-transforming transformer. Doesn't have a car mode, so that would just be a fan mode if you transform it. That's not really a car mode. Toy World never made a car mode, but I think that RC is one they should put their hand in. I think they should also make her taller. She should match Springer. That's my belief. I want to see what this company can do with an RC. Yeah, you're saying, well, Fans Toys couldn't make an RC that was perfect. Then how could they? Well, guess what? I have faith this company could. I believe that they can make an RC I like better than the Fans Toys, and you'd like better than the Fans Toys. If you disagree with me in the comments, but that's where I feel this is actually the number one. Next, I want to talk about triple changers. They proved with Springer they could do triple changers, so let's get some triple changers in here. So I want to see Blitzwing. And really, yes, there's already 2 Blitzwings on the market, and then in 2022 or 2023 when we get Fans Toys Blitzwing, that's going to be a good one and probably the best one. But I would like to see a $60 Blitzwing, wouldn't you? That's on the market that looks better. Astrotrain. Astrotrain is probably the most needed updated figure. There's not a good Astrotrain out there. In fact, I had DX9s. I did a transforming video of it, and then I put it on my shelf, and a week later I sold it. And I haven't released that transforming video because it's so bad. My transforming, not the figure. But the figure itself just doesn't match the aesthetics I want. The transformation wasn't bad, actually. DX9 knows what they're doing. And last off, I think that they should do a Scourge. I think a Scourge would be nice. Like, they could pull off a Scourge. I really think that their niche is getting into the movie characters. So anything that was a movie character, like, they could dial them out. Maybe they should dial out a movie character. Maybe they should make a Hot Rod or Rodimus also, because there's everyone. I think that it's going to be impossible to beat MP09's Hot Rod or a Rodimus, whatever. Not Hot Rod, Rodimus. Hot Rod's done to death. Rodimus, there's the carry doesn't work. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your top 5 list of this company making is. Let me know if you think this company should just close its doors and never make a figure again, and there'll be nothing else to open and play with. Tydarium Hanger out.